Hi everybody, welcome back to Starfield RAW. This is episode number 57. This is my third attempt at doing the intro. I am Joe the Wigit. I am joined by my fellow co-hosts, starting with the unshakable Archon.
What's up, guys?
You're unshakable.
A pretty big day. There's a lot of information that's come out, and there's a lot to unpack. So
we're going to unpack it, and we're going to unpack it like we were on a vacation for 6 months. And we're joined, as always, by the infallible space trucker, Kilo.
That was perfect. That was probably the best one. I like that. Infallible space trucker. Yeah, we're going to unpack it. Not like I unpack from vacation, which is usually like a month later. So we're going to do it right now instead of later.
With my job, I keep my suitcase half-packed at all times. Never know when I got to go. Yeah, I'm not going to get into my job. It's a nightmare. Before we begin, though, I just want to give
you're here now.
Yeah, I'm here with my boys, having a good time, talking some Starfield. Let's do it. I want to give a quick shout-out to Mossy. I read what you posted in Starfield General today, sir. That's a.k.a. Tuesday. We're recording early because of my work schedule. And I am in a hotel room, so I apologize if the audio is a little wonky. I'm doing my best. He said some really nice things, and he made a good point that if you look at the patch notes, about half of those patch notes is regarding things we've talked about on the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We have our fingers on the pulse of this game.
You may not work with us, Bethesda, but we're working with you.
That's right.
So yeah, it's a big shout out to Mossy
hire
for
me.
that.
I'm tired of truck driving.
Right. I'll do IT for Bethesda. That's cool. Of course, I used to work in the game industry, Bethesda. Remember me? So I know we don't have too much gameplay. I got a little bit in. It's been absolutely crazy with work, so I didn't get as much as I wanted in, but I did get some good time in. Did you guys get anything in?
I got about 4 hours in. However, I got sucked into something and spent just about my entire time doing one thing, so it's kind of not that much.
Well, we gotta explain, man. You can't leave us hanging like that.
Well, so I went on this little mission that I was like, I wanted to start the UC quest line, and then I got into the flight simulator, and I'm like, well, I want to unlock being able to, get all the ranks of ships. So I'm just gonna sit in the simulator and just kill ships. For I just sat there forever, just playing in the simulator, just shooting down ships. I actually unlocked all of the ranks of that and of ship command or whatever it is that you need to kill the ships to unlock. I unlocked all of it and didn't realize it for probably about another hour and a half because I was just having fun going to just blowing things up in the simulator.
It's weirdly fun playing a simulator in a video game.
It's Inception.
Well, plus I kept dying, which was irritating the crap out of me because of how high I have the difficulty on. But I've gotten really good at space combat now because I'm playing it on max difficulty, and I killed a lot of ships. It was fun.
Did you get your percentile score when you went back downstairs to see the Vanguard guy?
Yeah, I beat the final one.
Right, but he usually says you're ranking the top 98th percentile of pilots or blah blah blah, depending on how well you did.
Oh yeah, I think it was 99th percentile. It was high 90s. I know that much. I wrecked, dude. Nice. I got really good. I mean, I had to reload the game 8 or 9 times, but I got really good. Yeah. Really good.
You can practice pretty good in that simulator.
Mm-hmm. And I now can build any type of ship I want, so that'll be nice. I just need to make some money now, and then I can build my ship that I want to build. So yeah, I didn't get a lot accomplished, but I got a lot accomplished, I guess.
Well, yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Any extra details? Did you hack?
No, I didn't do the hacking.
You get bonus points for hacking actually at the end of it.
Really?
Yeah. You literally get a bonus. Yeah. Yep.
He says something like it shows ingenuity, and you actually thought to hack it. Wow, that's awesome. Here's a bonus.
You literally get praised for cheating.
Yeah, I didn't. I just was killing ships, just pure taking out rage in a game, and it was great.
I need to do that.
That's
the way things have been for me lately, I need to do that. Let's do it.
Lethargic, we'll say.
Kilo, all your notes say is Trident mission.
Yeah, Yeah, that's what I was able to do. And, I got a kid marching band. We got football games. We got competitions and stuff we go to. It takes up a lot of the weekend. So I only got and we were recording early.
Yeah,
Normally I
that's
put in
my
a couple
bad.
hours on Tuesday, a couple on Wednesday. It happens, man. We're trying to make the best of it. That's fine. But yeah, I did the Trident mission for the Crimson Fleet. That was pretty much all I really had time for. And it, it was the first time that I went through that didn't kill the gal bank guy. I was able to actually like persuade my way through the entire conversation to get the credentials.
Well, I had a very similar occurrence in my play. Not the same
Okay.
mission, but similar.
And then I also talked the lady into giving me the access card for the trophy for
Hmm.
Neva.
Yeah.
And actually, at one point, I'm going to be flooding the Discord with pictures because I keep talking about these pictures that I'm going to put up in the Discord, and I never do. But I did get a few really cool pictures of my ship, the Legacy Rose, docked with the Trident cruise ship,
Oh, that reminds. I keep
and
wanting to
it's
bring this up on the show, and I keep forgetting. I'm sorry, Kilo. You mentioned docking,
no, it's
and
all good.
I mentioned like
Yes,
a month or two ago about how I got this weird docking bug where my ship will be about
yeah.
I don't know 50 feet from the actual ship or station I'm docking to, and somehow I'm teleporting across space in there. I found out it's because of the mod, the guy we talked to. I can't think of the mod right now. The ship parts.
Bryn Aventech.
Yeah, Aventech. The Aventech.
Aventech.
Yeah, the Aventech docking is bugged. I put a different docking on it, and it worked. I was able to pair up to it.
Oh, that's weird.
So just a little heads up, Brian. You gotta fix that, bud.
Never go.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the design of my ship.
And I
but,
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been. Well, a lot of those parts are really interesting because he wanted to add them, it seems, but he didn't want them to take up extra, you know, length, like for the
Oh
big
yeah.
spikes on the front. They don't count towards your ship, right? So, and a lot of those pieces, especially like the underbelly pieces, like the hull pieces, the keel and whatever, those kind of pieces, you can literally move right through. Like if you're landed, you could walk right through them. But then he's got other pieces where there seems to be some kind of zone around the piece where nothing else can attach. But I did check out his mod because I mentioned a while back that the glowing light stuff was not working, but everything seems to be working again. But
Okay.
yeah, so
Read a
but
little
anyways, yeah.
message. Desktop General came on our Discord after our last episode. Had some pretty good things to say about the show. We really, really appreciate it. He did make a suggestion for me that I thought was
Yeah.
a fantastic idea.
What's that?
So when I finally get the time to get back into working on my mod, I want to start talking about it on the show, like my little experience modding into the
Yeah.
game. So I might do that little extra little
Yeah,
segment if you guys approve, agree.
Well, yeah.
Sounds fun.
Said share your modding journey. He said he wants me to share the modding journey on the show, even if it's just ideas at this point. And I could do a little bit of that right now if you guys are game.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
go for it.
I do have a design outline. I'm still working on a script for my voice actors over here, wink wink, to voice their characters. But before I get to that point, I'm doing a general point of interest. So I'm doing what's called a fixed POI. And what I chose as I went through the different planets to find a good POI that would make sense for us in the show. And for some reason, I landed on the moon, Luna.
Okay.
And I opened up the engine. You got to create a lot of different layers and set points. And I'm going to probably make notes about this later on, but it's a very involved process just to create a spot that's a fixed spot on a planet in order to build something on that fixed spot. And it is a process. I had to go through some help videos and some other things to remember how to go through that process because they did change it. And I believe one of the things they mentioned on the notes is that they're fixing that, make it easier, which got me really excited. Yeah, they
Okay.
mentioned
Well,
the
that's
PO
something else that Bren's worked on
Yeah.
because Bren has the POI mod too, so he might be able to give you some tips.
Yeah, I got it to where I got the set point fixed. So I picked a spot on the moon. I don't know if I'm going to stick with the moon. If anyone has better idea where would be a good planet for us to plop down our little town, let me know. I'm very interested in learning that because the way it's set up is it's like a mask. I can take that mask and I could put it and assign it to a different planet at any time. Now, once I got the grid that I set, so you set up a grid, and each square is about a kilometer square. So you set up your grid, and that's the limits of your building area. Then you go onto the planet, you can zoom into the planet, and you can fix your your POI into the location you want and just drop it it basically works like the frosting on top of a cake. So your planet is your cake, and you're adding a layer of frosting on top of it that's going to sit flush. Yeah, so I got that set. I have it set as a mask, so I can move it to any planet I want. When I got to that point, when I get that done, I'm going to start layering. I'm going to start with the base layer, which is going to be your roads, figuring out the position of the buildings, where to put Archon's bar as like a focal point. Huh?
My bar?
You don't know about that? We were talking about the mod a while back. A lot of the listeners were getting into it, and they recommended giving Archon a bar. So you're gonna be the pub owner giving out quests, and I wanted to do the quests that fit our play styles. So Rook's gonna give out quests for exploring. You know, I'm still working on details of how I want to do that. I'm gonna give out hit quests, do my own little version of the Black Hand. What am I doing? I even worked on this Dark Brotherhood in my own little way. And Kilo, I haven't really fully decided on your character yet, so we'll talk about that. Figure out what kind of questing we want to do, because
we'll brainstorm.
I wanted to try doing a shipbuilding thing. That's what I wanted to do, like a shipyard somehow. I want you to be in charge of the actual landing port, so you're going to be the guy they go to fix their ships. Okay. So I'm going to try to figure out some like ship related quests, whether it go blow up other ships or something like that. And Archon, though, I can't figure out what to do for your quest, man.
Mine are easy, dude. What am I known for in this game?
Lots of things.
My ability to make money.
True. Okay, money bags.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I can work with that. So I got to create a quest script, which basically outlines the different talking options and what option leads to what option. That way I can create a script for the guys as kind of a guideline and let them go off of it.
Oh, and then I got to voice myself? That's going to be weird.
Yup.
Come on now. How did I get put into this?
You're on a podcast. Come on.
Oh, nobody likes my voice.
Then why are you on a podcast?
You get used to listening to your own voice after a while. You really do.
You do. When I first started podcasting years ago, I hated the sound of my voice. I could not listen to any episode that I was on for the longest time until I became the producer, and then suddenly I had to. I thought I had a terrible voice for podcasting and singing, but apparently some people like it, so it stuck. And here we are.
I haven't heard the singing yet.
No, you don't want to? I do not want our show to lose all its listeners.
Do I want to? No, I don't.
Mm-mm. No, you really do not want to hear me sing. No one does. But maybe I'll do it like a quest reward. Like the final quest. I'll just sing him a little ditty.
Oh, no.
No, I want people to actually do my quests and not avoid them.
Everyone will avoid the last part of your quest.
Right.
No, that's one of those things that's got to be like the secret hidden end of the mission of the quest line.
Only if you follow certain dialogue do you get that.
Maybe I'll make your quest the hardest ones, Archon, because you're going to give out the most money.
Oh, okay.
I'll give out cool weaponry.
There you go.
I am playing on the hardest difficulty, so that makes sense.
You got to know, I'm going to create a legendary hard target as my final reward. It's going to happen.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to design it as my dream hard target, which I can do that. I can actually put weapons in, name them, give them stats, all that good stuff. So I'm going to do that. So I'll let the guys decide what they want to do for their quest rewards, and we'll talk that over. Yeah. And I might put some of our listeners in as filler NPCs. Some of our more predominant ones, like Mossy and Illness, maybe I'll have them voice a little bit. We'll see. If they're game.
Are very active in our Discord.
Yes.
Hint.
We have.
Anyway.
We definitely have some...
Yeah. We got some people that would be great for it.
Yeah.
Venus.
Well, yeah. But we haven't heard from her in a while. I hope everything's good with her.
Everyone loves her voice.
Oh, yeah. Just kidding.
All right, don't get creepy about it. She'll never
speaking of creepy, my gameplay was creepy. So
elaborate.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go in and gushing about my computer again first. I'm going to gush about my computer because I started the game up again, and I was just blown away by the graphics. I was in Aquila again, and it was storming, and I actually did a video of it and posted it on our Discord with all the ambience with it storming in Aquila, and I was just like drooling at the graphics.
Do you still have all your music turned off?
Yep, sure do.
So you're just hearing the sound? Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
That's one of the reasons why I did the video, is just so you could hear the ambience as I was walking through Aquila and seeing it storm and the puddles, and I was in graphic heaven. Nice. It really did. It awesome. Really, really immerses me in the game. I'm loving it. So yeah, I did that. Gushed over graphics for a while. I went back to doing the Freestar quest line, and I had to go to Neon and talk to Billy. He's the one where he forces you to go take care of his his cousin or something like that, because they're going after him. And for the first time doing this quest line, I actually I convinced him to just not make me do it.
Okay.
So yeah, I got to go through without having to go and kill those guys. Well, see, you can actually talk your way out of that point, but I killed them anyway. I've done it once where I talked him out of it and then killed him.
Nice.
It's just the bloodlust in me, I guess. I don't know.
I do that a lot with one of the first missions where you are on that. Gosh, I can't even think of the name. Once you leave the little mining settlement and you go to that one little planet and you have to find the guy on the roof, your first persuasion check ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always talk that guy out of fighting me. Yeah, I talk him out of fighting me, and then I just kill him anyway.
Hey guys, guess what?
Oh, dude, it's so tempting though.
Oh, it is.
What?
It is very tempting. I'm gonna
the red barrel right behind him. There's a red barrel right behind him.
I know.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Boom.
Yeah,
that's always fun. I love chaos. One of my favorite things to do when I'm sniping at a point of interest, and it's one of those outdoor ones, is if there's people indoors and I can see them, I'll find some explosive near them and shoot it, which always brings them out for some reason.
Oh yeah, that one. Which one were you? Was that the vulture mission you were talking about doing that?
No, there was just a random POI I found once. I did a video of it. It's on our Discord. I'm not sure where it's buried, but there was. Oh no, I was doing one of the quests for Trackers Alliance, one of the kill quests.
There it is.
Is this the guess what? Because you have me in suspense.
Oh no, I'm gonna swear.
Oh, but you gotta bleep it.
Yeah, I'm totally bleeping it. Maybe my first bleep on our shows.
It's even bleeped in the notes. I love that you bleeped it in the notes.
My reminder.
Oh, goodness.
Hilarious.
So Grace, the ship thief, is a bit of a...
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that.
I mean, but like if you have the conversation with her the right way and just kind of keep your cool, she actually becomes pretty chill by the end of the conversation.
Here's the kicker about this, though. I was getting strangely turned on by her attitude.
Oh gosh, dude!
It was like,
you got problems.
Well,
video games, man.
It's just my loneliness. Wow. It's my loneliness.
First Andreja, now Grace.
After Dark.
I know we can't.
Like, hey, baby, how you doing?
There's our new show. If we ever do.
Oh boy.
Starfield RAW After Dark.
Yeah.
The many times that Wigit has been turned on by Starfield.
Andreja. Oh, speaking of which, I have a new outfit on her. I took a picture of it. Yeah.
I saw that in the Discord.
It's now the lock screen on his phone.
No, not that bad. I'm not that creepy yet. Give me a few more months.
Yet.
Yeah, you two are married. Sorry. I am single, okay? I have excuses.
Fair enough.
But that's I am sorry. No, you're the one who created her. It's your fault.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing. Have you guys ever just had the urge to try to line up your ship to a docking bay manually to see if you could do it?
Yes. I've done it.
I've thought about it, but I've never tried it.
Well, I've tried it. I mean, you can't do it, but I've tried it.
No, obviously. But I've gotten to the point where my ship was barely touching dock to dock.
Yeah, me too.
That was...
I could have done it.
Really? That's awesome.
And it made me think, why can't we have options to do stuff like that, to manually do it ourselves? That would be so cool. Even if it's a little mini game where you have to go into like a dock screen where you're seeing a camera through your dock as you're lining it up.
As long as it's not a mini game like the lockpick, because that's just...
Yeah, I'm after doing it 1,000 times, I'm getting a little tired of it.
I'm so tired of picking locks, dude.
We need to skip
guys,
option.
Guess what? We're less than 2 weeks away from having new things to do.
Oh, I'm so excited. And this is going to come right at the end of this crazy couple of weeks I have at work. So it's going to be perfect timing. I'm really tempted to take a day or two off.
And hey, what a transition, because, our big topic of the show is the big Shattered Space video release.
Hey, you're taking my job, man.
Hey.
It works, so I'm not going to complain, but you're taking my job.
It just kind of fit in there, and I liked it.
We actually went through the video, of course. I was really worried about spoilers. There were a little bit. We're going to avoid that part. So they did talk about the story, and we're not going to talk about that part. But we did unpack the living video. I spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours playing that video back and forth, trying to find different things and pausing it at different areas. Yeah. It's fun
I found
doing that.
Things that you didn't even see.
See, that's the whole point. That's why I said, hey, guys, you do it too.
Yeah.
I gotta admit though,
I
the
found
new
something very interesting.
you did. Do you want to talk about that first?
No, we'll when we get there. I put it in the bullet points, so when we get there, we'll talk
Okay.
about it.
Kilo, did you find anything that caught your interest that we didn't pick up on?
Um, Not really anything that you didn't already have in the notes, actually.
Yeah, I went pretty deep.
You did. I'm like, oh, this, and then I go look at the notes, and I'm like, oh, never mind.
Now, I do have one point though that I was really curious about your guys' thoughts on it, but we'll get into that later. The first thing I want to pick up or
Okay.
mention was the new spacesuits. Normally, I don't
Yeah,
care
I
about
like
that kind of thing, but
Yeah,
yeah, the Varun ones look pretty sick.
they look cool.
I like them because they're different from just the boring like NASA spacesuits that we've had so far. It's something new. It looks cool.
Yeah,
Kind of like you put in the notes. They almost look kind of bug like, but not like mantis bug like.
I didn't put that almost bug-like in there.
no, they look.
Somebody did.
I'm looking at you, Kilo.
Somebody. Put
I
it
didn't
in
do
there.
anything. What are you talking about?
I didn't put that in there.
But it's not
I did
wrong.
not write almost bug like. I swear.
That's weird. Who did? Who has access to our notes?
Maybe Rook did.
It's gotta be
Possible.
Rook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I definitely didn't do it, but yeah.
I paused a lot, frame by frame, when they were showing the game engine, trying to get some kind of tidbit off of it, because I know that stuff very well. But they
Yeah.
made the quality of that on purpose. If you look at the game engine statistics, they blurred it.
Just to kind of
I was mad because I was looking at stuff going, I almost caught some things.
they purposely obscured a little bit just to keep us guessing. Yep.
But
I noticed
Varun,
that.
yeah, Varun Kai looks like a very dark world.
It does. It
Yeah,
does.
with a red sky.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it does.
I found something really exciting. I can't wait to talk about. I picked up on. I'm pretty sure you guys picked up on it too.
One thing I really like about Varun Kai is the little like I don't remember what they called it in the video, even though I watched it 100 freaking times. But those little like vortex orbs that
Yeah.
you could like float through, and like
Yes.
it's 0G in those orbs, and you can kind of use them as a way to travel. Like
Yeah.
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I put that as a bullet point. The gravity
I didn't see
anomalies.
that.
Yeah.
And I just basically said they'd look interesting and a total pain in the rear end.
Oh, I think they look cool.
I don't like zero G fighting because I'm
I
a
don't
sniper.
like. If I have to do it for fighting, I'm not gonna like it. If I have to do it for like solving puzzles and finding things, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I think the
mean-
biggest thing that jumped out to me when I was watching the video was the wow, man, I just went totally blank.
It happens.
I just blue screened. Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
All right, well keep going. It'll come to me. Keep going because I don't know what the
Okay.
hell happened there.
They did
Go ahead.
feature.
Dexter.
They did feature the Rev 8 quite predominantly, especially in the beginning. And you can clearly see the paths are wide enough and the roadways are wide enough for it. So it definitely lends to our last statement where they're building the world around the ground vehicles in mind.
Which means that the ground
Yeah.
vehicles weren't a recent.
Oh, no.
We should add this. They've been in plans since the beginning, obviously, because if they've designed this whole world around it, then they obviously knew they were going to put them in.
It wouldn't be too hard to widen things and
Yeah.
build pathways later on, but I'm pretty sure you're right on that. I think they had the idea for doing these ground vehicles or pretty early on. What I think happened is that the ground vehicle was supposed to be a part of the game originally, but it bugged out before release, so they put it as a delay.
Oh.
That's possible.
Because that
Makes
would
sense.
explain a lot of things, like the temple run. Originally, they were
Yeah.
designed to drive over to them. Let's talk about the creatures. They showed a lot of the Groat, which is a predominant part of Varun culture, as Andreja explains in her little moment of importance.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I'm wondering if we're going to see how important they are in that culture, based off what
That would be great.
Andreja
Yeah,
says.
I'm kind of curious if Andreja's
Yeah.
going to have another like storyline. Now
I
that
am
we're coming
too.
In.
I am so curious about that. That's why I
Yeah.
have her. I'm
Or
married
I
to
wonder
her.
if her storyline will change at all.
Ooh.
No,
I don't know. I'm curious. I want to meet her parents.
I mean,
that you do.
well, I mean, it's good. It's got to be a big part of it when she's basically, the zealots are chasing her.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna take her right back to the planet where there's a bunch of zealots,
She's a
among
Varun
other
spy for crying out
minor
loud.
houses, as it were.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing
I'm really
that I
curious
noticed.
to see where that goes.
This is the part of the bullets where I noticed something that even Wigit didn't notice. I noticed that at several points throughout the video, you get your first really clear look of it at 133 in the video. You see a circular symbol on an altar that they're worshiping. You see people like bowing down and worshiping this altar, and that circular symbol looks exactly like the completed Unity.
Yeah, I
So
didn't
I'm
even see that.
wondering if the Unity has something to do with Varun culture in some way, and that they know about it, or
Well, they
if
at 2:20 of the video, they show an overhead of the seal of the Varun that says
Yeah.
"All must serve" around it.
I saw that too. It was
Not the same thing, though, right?
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, they talked about "All must serve" quite a bit in that video.
See if I can find a screen cap or something of this, and I'll put it in chat so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's very clear in a couple different parts of the video. But at 133 is the first time you see it, and you see a guy like a Varun guy like bowing down, like worshiping at this thing, and it's like I had to pause it and go back a couple times. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, I saw the
That looks
altars.
very similar to the Unity.
Ooh.
So,
anyways,
yeah,
I was trying to jump in there, and my laptop was weakening on me a little bit there. But that's why I wanted to bring up what Archon was just talking about, the circle symbol being worship that looks like Unity. They say, I don't know if I can say this part or not, but they basically say that whatever's going on there is a result of a failed graph drive experiment.
Yeah,
and
I put that in the notes.
Opened up all these tears. Okay, and it opened up all these tears, and we talked about this possibly being the case. That's what I find the most interesting, because I'm into the whole multiverse thing.
It would make a lot of sense for them to tie it in, like I said before, of chaining these story expansions together. And I'm really leaning towards the second expansion being about the Starborn. I think this is going to tie into it, like you were talking about, a tear. Yeah. And we get new creatures.
Yes.
Yeah. So they talk about the Vortex Horror. And at 7 minutes 22 seconds, you can see them. And how they talk about them is they're from a different world. Right. I don't know if that's a different world or a different reality, but a different world is what they say. And they're not happy about the
I'm kind of inclined
terror.
to wonder if I'm kind of inclined to wonder if the Unity, your ability to go through the Unity and the Hunter and the Emissary and everything, doesn't stem from, in some part, the experiment that went wrong, or the reason that all this happened to Varun Kai. That's what I'm kind of curious about. Is that the cause? Is that the root of our ability to travel across universes?
Okay. I see your symbol.
Maybe like something like with their glitching and their whatever could have created the Unity, maybe?
Right.
Or maybe the explosion happens on one of these altars or something, and that is what breaks, and that is the Unity.
I don't know. That could be stretching it, but
it could be right. But
maybe.
Look at the picture I just posted in our chat, and tell me that doesn't look like the Unity.
It's a little blurry.
Well, yeah, because it kind of it fades in and fades out. But like,
I can't really tell. I'll have to look at the video. I mean, it does lend suggestion towards it. I'll give you that.
It's like it looks like a little weird circular portal.
It really does.
I don't know.
So, what do you guys think about that statement that they made pretty early on in the video? The creative director says, "The moment you arrive on Varun Kai, the story never sends you off planet."
As long as there's enough to make it feel like an expansion and not just another one of these little paid add-ons, then I'm good.
I mean, I doubt that would be the case.
If there is a full have me hooked for 25 to 40 hours worth of story like the original game, and it feels like an expansion, then I'm fine with staying in one space.
I've never seen an expansion go that far.
What are you talking about?
Basically build the game over again on that kind of content? No. I don't think that would be the case, no.
Dude, I play games with expansions on a daily basis, and usually the expansion adds at least 50%, if not 100% more content to the game.
Well, we'll see. We'll find out.
So I'm hoping for even a 20-hour story. I'm fine with that. Like that
it feels I can get behind.
Expansion. But
probably.
Like the little thing, the add-on pack that you played, what was it called?
Escape.
That took you what, like probably 7-8 hours to beat?
Yeah, going through it 3 or 4 times.
So if an actual full expansion doesn't add at least double that, then I mean,
I agree with that. Is it
really an expansion?
But saying with the same amount of content as the original game, I highly doubt it. You never know. Bethesda can pull it off.
Well, yeah, but there's going to be plenty to keep us busy too, because we have all the POIs on Varun Kai that are supposed to be there. Yeah, we heard 50 or 50 plus, something like that.
Yeah.
So you got all of that. you got all kinds of story, and there's plenty to explore, literally and
I'm
gameplay
sure.
wise.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure there's
think
gonna be
it's
plenty
going to
of
keep us
side quests and things
good and
too.
busy.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not just the main story either. There's going to be so many side quests. There's going to be,
Right.
hopefully
If
something with
anything,
Andreja.
if anything, what he said when he said that, I was kind of rubbing my hands together, like, yeah, all right, I'm in. Let's do this.
Yeah, it made me think that this is going to be the most fleshed out like planet they've done, and hopefully we'll get more of that in the future. I think that was one of the biggest complaints that critics had was the fact that things felt too sparse and spread out.
Well, and plus, like, it says, like, from the moment you step foot on, like, you don't have to leave, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be any content at all. Like, there might be, like, moons or other things that you can explore, but they're not a part of the main story.
Speaking of which,
we don't know.
I caught that.
Right.
At 6:37 of the video, they show at least 2 planets and a moon
Right.
around that main planet.
Yeah.
Right. So there might be more to explore and more places you could build outposts or things like that, but just aren't directly tied to the main story. So,
Exactly.
hopefully. I'm just hoping it feels like an expansion and not just like a story add-on. That's what I'm hoping for.
I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially since I've been waiting for a whole year for this.
In the beginning, they show all this kind of like medical experimentation going on
Yeah.
in the space station. That kind of had me scratching my head a little bit.
When they're like wandering around that space station like a horror film.
Yep.
One thing that I'm a little iffy on, and especially with the way I have my difficulty set, is these little like portals that open and then these horrors come out of them like just randomly while you're playing. That could suck.
Yeah. Yeah, they specifically said that they designed it to make combat bigger and more chaotic.
No. The one
So
thing they
it's
said
like-
about combat actually kind of ticked me off a little bit.
I know they
Wait, what do you mean?
actually they made combat anti-Widget.
They did. They said
okay.
in the video
because
that
they're going to force close
Yeah.
distances.
they said verbatim here. We had a lot of emphasis on combat from greater distances. In Shattered Space, we are closing that distance, and I gave him a middle finger.
Yep, they're like, hey, you, Mr. Widget, who likes to snipe everything. Yeah, that's not happening no more.
See, they listened to our show. That's why I told
Yeah.
Rook to watch his mouth last week about what he said.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden,
They're like, hey, Widget, start working on your melee skills because you're
Right.
gonna need them.
Yeah, I'm gonna start going heavy combat because they did show that new heavy Varun style laser gun, the Gatling.
ooh, that looks so
Yeah, the laser
sick.
Gatling gun look cool.
Looked awesome.
That actually, yep.
I wonder if
I'm
that's
gonna
gonna
want
play
one of
into
those.
heavy and energy weapons. I don't know.
I'm gonna want it.
Yeah, man.
They showed quite a few new weaponry actually, and most of them all looked Varun, mostly all energy based, and they did show off a new melee weapon that had one of our listeners excited, Anna.
Yeah, that looked
Yeah,
pretty
I
cool.
saw that.
They even showed a new creature too.
They showed a few actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few.
And one of the ones they actually named it, well, I paused it and looked at the name, the Bone Crest,
Mm-hmm.
at 8:01 of the video. And there's like the Bone
Yeah.
Crest Queen, and you're like in an underground hive of some sort.
Yeah.
Hive. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm going to have
Yes.
to really build on my close combat skills because I can't sneak and do that anymore.
Nope.
I have a feeling that for the expansion, I'm going to have to turn the difficulty down a bit.
Maybe.
I don't think I'm going to be able to play it on full, at least not at first.
Oh, and at 7:22, they actually showed the Vortex horrors.
Yeah, they showed them coming out of the
Dude,
portal.
they look so
kinda
awesome.
wicked. They kind of
look
give
so
me
good.
Mind Flayer from Stranger Things vibe with all the legs.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Kind
Yeah, I can see that.
of looking like a Mind Flayer. Pretty sweet.
It looked like a sleeker, smaller, more deadly version of already the bad monsters in the game that I can't stand, that I can't think of the name of ever. The UC quest?
Terramorph?
Yeah, Terramorph. They kind of got
There
me
you go.
like a sleeker, smaller version of that.
Yeah,
bit.
a little bit. Yeah, I could see that.
They did talk about the experiment of the grav drive and how it goes wrong, creating those tears in space and blah blah blah. We're not gonna go too much into that, but
Okay.
we now know why they call it the Shattered Space.
Yes, we do.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They made that very
Because they
clear.
broke it.
Yep.
Yep.
But one thing that
You
really
know-
caught go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing that really that piqued my interest and we've actually talked about this a little bit, is about 8:41 in the video, the director comes up and says, again, you get to decide the fate of House Varun, a fate that could affect the rest of the settled systems.
Yeah.
I thought that was very interesting.
That does sound very interesting because it leads me to believe that there's multiple endings, which means going through the Unity and doing it differently the next time would be a good thing to check it all out.
Yeah.
Possibly. But we've also had all this talk on the show about M-class ships and star stations and
Yeah.
things of that nature, a larger scale war.
See, they
I wonder
kind
if
of
this is I gotta wonder if this is a precursor for it.
they got
Are you either
kind of
gonna go ahead?
well, I was just gonna say they got kind of a get out of jail free card with the whole Unity thing because
Right.
they could really do whatever they want because you're gonna hit the reset button at the end anyway.
Right. Well, I mean
So
that's
no
true. Yeah.
Just like you decide, I mean, it's kind of the same situation as you got to decide the fate of the Crimson Fleet in the last one. I mean, you decided
Right.
whether they were done or whether you were gonna join up. I mean, I think it's gonna be kind of similar in the Varun thing.
I was also wondering
I wonder
if you do change the rest of the settled systems, if that's going to actually create new quest lines and points of interest after you finish Varunkai.
I don't know.
maybe.
It's-
Because if the zealots take
possible.
over, obviously you're talking about they're talking about restarting their crusade,
Mm-hmm.
and you're probably looking at war. Whereas if it's one of the other groups in the game, they're calling them minor houses. If one of them takes over, or if you rescue or find the leader or whatever you have to do, like how much could that possibly affect? Question for the professional, seriously. Like depending on like how much could it affect the main game theoretically at this point, if you have those multiple endings and it can change the cell.
I'm just like I said. I think it's gonna be very similar to the whole Crimson Fleet thing.
Right.
I mean,
Well, no, I was just
I don't think it says that it could have an effect on the rest of the settled systems, but the coding that would be involved with changing
Yeah, it'd be
everything,
huge.
we've already kind of
that was my
talked about
question
that.
is-
That would be really, really
Well,
tough
right.
to do.
But realistically, would it be possible to do it in a minor way to set up something else coming down the pipeline later on next year?
completely
Maybe like a faction system. Like if you decide to go a certain way, then a certain other group isn't gonna like you and will attack you on sight, or like maybe later on down the line will like I don't know. I don't know how they could do it because they would have to make 2 3, 4, however many different endings there is.
Yeah.
They'd have to make different timelines basically to go with whatever you chose.
That's true.
Right.
So that'd be difficult, like really difficult.
So I want you guys' opinion on something. I don't know if you guys had a chance to check this out, but at 9:06, they show a vehicle, a very quick glimpse of a vehicle that kind of looks like the Rev 8 in the back, but does not in the front at all. It's a really brief
Looking-
I
glimpse.
saw that. I thought it was the Rev 8.
But if you
Oh,
look
okay.
at it,
Hmm.
there's a lot of distinctive features that are different than the Rev 8.
Okay, so number one, the first thing I see is I'm looking at a kind of side view of it,
Mm-hmm.
and in every single side view that you have ever seen, it says Rev 8 on the side of your vehicle, and this one does not.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And if you look at the front of it, it does not look like the Rev 8 at all. It almost looks like a thinner, like a thinner vehicle.
It kind of looks like thinner but longer and bigger
Yeah.
to me, like a transport type.
And the weapon
I
on
wonder if
top
it's like-
looked different too.
I wonder if it's like a. It says Atlas. I see Atlas for sure on it, but I wonder if it's like a mission specific vehicle.
Possible. That could be something that could
I hope
they would throw.
something to add to our garage, our little list.
Well, it might just be like a quest that you have to go from point A to point B and use this specific vehicle they give you to do it, or something like hauling a material or something. Potentially.
Yeah, that was the last thing I picked up. I went through those little quick scenes that they were showing, and there's a lot of different things I could not recognize. And during those quick scenes, they showed that new like Varun sword looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
That weapon,
You know,
not the weapon,
that
but the
was
vehicle
super
caught my
cool.
interest.
Since the start of this
Yeah.
game, since this game first came out, in the back of my head, I've been saying there's something missing in this game, and I don't know what it is. There's something for me that is missing, and I just couldn't figure it out. And it just literally came to me about 10 minutes ago while we were talking about something else. this is like the only like story-based RPG type game I've ever played that there's no boss fights at all.
It's just elites.
There's no big bad
Yeah, I
boss,
was
no
gonna say.
big bosses to fight. Like the closest thing you get to a quote unquote boss fight is the big Crimson Fleet fight at the end, but I wouldn't consider that's just a big fight. Like there's no like big bosses to fight.
Well, there kind of is. There's a couple points where you do that. Like they're doing the UC quest line. When you're in Londinian, you have to fight that giant Terramorph.
Yeah, but even that's not really. I mean,
Right.
kinda. But
There's also that big bug when you're going through the lock.
But there's always like with big boss fights, there's always the satisfaction of you killed a big boss and like you get like some really nice loot type thing. There's nothing like that in this game.
Well, they really didn't have that in Skyrim either.
Yeah, they did.
Well, the dragon at the end.
Yeah, there's the dragon and like, didn't you have to fight different like little boss type things like like when you got a lot of your shouts and stuff?
No.
I thought I remembered fighting like.
I
I
would consider the hunter a boss.
That fight, okay, that's kind of a boss fight.
Yeah, I'll give you
When
that
fight
one.
the hunter. I guess that's kind of true. That is one kind of boss fight. But like in Fallout and stuff, there's several kind of bossish type fights you fight throughout that game.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and talk about the beta testing that's they're doing right now for the new update.
Yeah.
And they just announced this today, the day after they announced the other video. And there's just a couple of things. What did you think about the whole ship fixes there, Kilo?
Dude, I am so happy. Putting the flip glitch back in. Oh,
Wait, what? Putting the glitch back?
They put the flip glitch back
I didn't see that.
yeah. Like we said, like Mossy said, Bethesda obviously is listening to us and would do well to continue because I'm super happy. I know my that's what's up. And yeah. Honestly, that's really the only thing on the entire list of stuff that I was interested in seeing. I'm like, oh man.
Well, I did
so
tag
happy
you
with
in a
that.
little thing about how they fixed the set active in the vehicle menu when using a gamepad.
Yeah, we did see that too. So when you're using a controller, if you're on the computer, if you're playing on an Xbox, you can now set other vehicles to active at the ship tech.
The best there is address an issue that can make the UC vigilance disappear or difficult to locate because it was very far away. I had that recently. When I was playing the
Really?
UC last, I complained about on the show how I had to fly for 10 or 15 minutes
Oh yeah,
to go find it. So they fixed that. And that was the exact same quest area where I was doing it too, was the best there is.
Interesting. Talked about something on the show and then they fixed it.
They resolved an issue that limited the number of loaded creations to 255. I'm not sure how that applies so much, but yeah.
I've never ran into that issue that I'm aware of. Question mark? Maybe?
Yeah, I don't have that many creations on my game.
Right.
I'm really excited
I
the
want to
fact
talk to the person who actually got up to 255
right.
to find that.
I had 380. The lighting changes and enhancements they made throughout the game is going to get me excited because I've been really digging the graphic load on this game. They made several visual improvements and bug fixes for weapon models. So that'll be interesting.
Nice, that's good.
Improved player head tracking when exiting dialogue. The player's camera should no longer be jostled when jumping. I had that issue a couple times.
I've had issues with the weapon models.
I think I've had that
a few
too, but
times.
it didn't bother me that much.
Like I've had a few times where the weapon was like kind of like chilling like backwards like through my hand.
Yeah.
Things like
Okay.
that. So if that's what they're talking about fixing, that'd be cool.
Let me see what else. The shipbuilder, they had a couple things with robots and turrets. Will now take damage from EM weapons, and they fixed a few different things with EM weapons. So it's just a big patch to fix addressing issues that they would need to get fixed before they release Shattered Space.
Nice.
Yep.
Good.
And when this update goes live, Xbox users who use mods like me, make sure if you come across any issues, check the update list and see if maybe something that they changed is interacting with your mods.
Wait, what? You play on Xbox?
Yes.
You're not a PC player?
No.
No.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Newsflash.
What?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I just
Yeah.
assumed you played on PC like the rest of us.
Oh. Okay.
That's
What
awesome.
am I beneath you now?
No, you
that's
got
awesome
a really
because
good
now
perspective.
Now we got a different
Master-
perspective.
PC Master Race?
Heck yeah.
I mean, We got to have an alternate perspective.
Every week when Widget is talking about how amazing the game looks, I'm
Uh-huh.
feeling it inside. I'm not saying anything, but I'm feeling it. Just so you guys know.
Well, I mean, I mean, if you remember on the show, I did the whole challenge where I tried to play through it with a controller instead of playing it with PC controls, and
I do remember that. Yep.
it's a whole nother perspective. That's like new respect.
See, he brings more to the show than just his awesome sultry voice.
Oh, he brings those awesome jokes too.
Yeah.
My jokes rock.
The dad jokes, man.
Anything else you guys want to bring up about the Shattered Space or anything?
Well, you have something
No, I think we
about
covered
Easter eggs. What's this thing about Easter eggs?
Oh, yeah. That was just something I pulled up where Bethesda likes to put Easter eggs in their games of their other games.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently even the Adoring Fan is an Easter egg because of the voice actor.
Interesting.
Who's the voice actor?
He played in a character, one of the big characters in Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, the Arena Grand Champion.
Oh, okay.
There's another voice actor that it didn't occur to me until I played it and I remembered it. But the guy who plays the Crimson Fleet member on the quest you just did, Kilo, that he's there to help you on the ship, Ulrich Stormcloak from Skyrim.
Really?
Same voice.
Holy cow.
Well,
That's
I'll be
amazing.
There's a Thieves Guild
be
member
darned.
from Skyrim that makes an appearance in the game, Devin Malroy. And if you go, when you're in the lock, you go to the prison manifest.
Yeah. The prisoner
Yeah.
records.
Yep. Devin Malfoy is there, which is a predominant character in Skyrim. And of course, the arrow to the knee is a very blatant and obvious one on the crippling skill. They have the sweet rolls throughout the game, and some of the things the description on it. Let me see what else did they have here. Oh, there's a big one for Fallout 4, Diamond City, an old Earth baseball. It comes on a diamond platform and says playoff baseball circa 1978 Old Earth Boston. Boston was a location for Fallout 4, and Diamond City was used as the capital location within the game.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember finding the old Earth baseball.
There's a main character in Skyrim called Belthor. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's he plays a character that scavenger leader. I can't remember his name. Petrov, I think.
I'm blanking.
Yeah, Captain Petrov.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When you have to go on that ship and you can steal everything on that ship from him. I don't remember exactly what chain that's from, but
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Okay.
Same voice actor for that. They use a lot of voice actors throughout the game. Even Ron Hope is a callback. Wes Johnson, the voice of Sheogoth in the Imperial City Guards in Oblivion.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The Adoring Fan is strong that they managed to cross into new series, blah, blah. So those are the big ones they took away from it. And there's other little ones you can find throughout the game that call back to their previous games. So keep an eye out on them. But that's it.
For sure. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to bring up real quick. When we were talking about you hadn't decided where you want the mod, the settlement that you're building.
Planet?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have an idea to choose how to choose.
Oh?
I think we put it over to our Discord.
Oh yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, we should either have them come up with some suggestions and make a poll or something like that, and then wherever the people decide,
I'll build it.
Or we could do another
There you go.
contest and winner gets to choose.
Oh, we could do that too.
Well, that's food for thought. We'll have to think on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll talk about it off air. Yeah,
We'll also let listeners decide on that.
For sure.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and play Rook's log so I don't forget into the show. So I'm gonna play that right now.
Okay.
Man, today was rough. Rook's log. I don't remember the date. It's been a rough day. Took the Rev 8 out. Tried it on a low G moon. Still in the Maheo system. Still exploring. Still finding things that I've missed. Still can't believe I missed this system. But Bear and I took the Rev 8 out. It's actually not bad. Problem we ran into is on a low G moon, that thing doesn't get much traction. Luckily we're on a low G moon because I rolled the Rev 8. It rolled back over and went on a thing, but I don't think Barrett wants to ride with me anymore because, well, in his words, I'm a crazy driver.
Just keep my ship in one piece, okay?
And what you expect? I fly spaceships. That was a ground pounder. I This is the first time I've driven a four-wheeled vehicle in forever. Lager, just what I need. Alright, well, hold on. Barrett, man, no, I don't. I know you have food for me. I don't want any of your food.
Well, fair enough.
It's good food. I'm just not hungry. Maybe I should try cooking for Barrett. I don't know. My cooking skills probably are non-existent, but I could try. Anyhow, yeah, driving the Rev 8 is very, very interesting on low G planets. I hated it. Kept trying to fishtail the entire time, making my stomach all knots. I will stick with my ship, and depending upon how far I gotta travel from a landing site, I'll run. Barrett will hate me because, well, I run around our cargo bay in the ship all the time. He questions me why I'm running in such a small circle, but when you're in the middle of space, you gotta run where you can. And running on a planet who is saying, or not who, planets don't talk, but running on a planet that has a gravity of less than 1, even less than 0.5, not going to be very beneficial. So, that has been that day. I gotta get back to fixing the Rev 8. Got some dents and some scratches, and hopefully no broken welds or anything, because, yeah, it took a tumble. I'll be back later. Rook's log number 2 for whatever time frame I'm in. Firefights. Why do spacers continuously think they have to have something somewhere that tells them, hey, don't mess with this guy, he will destroy your ships. I have not met a single spacer that has bested me in combat yet. There's absolutely nothing they can do. But they try, nonetheless. I had to take out some spacers that were harassing this construction company. Construction company was fine. They didn't seem the worse for wear, but they were getting harassed. Oh, went into space, and lo and behold, their ships were there. But not for long. There are only 3 ships. I'm not a bad pilot. So, I took out the 3 ships. Helped out the construction company, and then moved on to exploring. Got into a firefight with the Cryptic. Granted, it was only 3 of them, and for some reason, instead of trying to run and find cover, they stayed in plain sight where I could shoot them. Needless to say, that ended quickly. Barrett's a little worse for wear because he decided to run up and stand in the middle of the open tube. He's currently laying in his rack, covered in bandages, and I had to give him an injector. He's been nothing but complaining my cooking is horrible. Well, I told him what to expect. I'm not a cook. I will do what I can. You could probably hear him in the background complaining about something right now because I'm recording in the cargo bay, which is right off of the...
One day you'll be sweeping out some old shelf or digging through a desk, and there it'll be.
The cabin's right off the cargo bay, so I don't want to close the door. I like hearing him complain because he's always making fun of me for complaining when I get shot up, so I'm letting him complain for a little bit. Let him suffer. Anyhow, I've got to go take care of Barrett. He's been shot up. And our resident caretaker of the ship while we're exploring is busy trying to make some food that Barrett likes that doesn't complain about. So, yeah. Alright. So I got bored. This is Rook's log. I forgot number 3 for this session on this slate. Yeah. So, Barrett's fine. You can probably hear him. Hold on. What do you want, Barrett?
Oh, good, you're up.
No, I ain't got all day, man.
I need to balance a potentially healthy trade with the interests of those who want to cross a line for incredible profit.
Yeah, okay. Court case went fine?
We're thinking of taking Hephaestus to court with Dr. Hawkson as a witness.
Yeah, alright, cool. So, we're gonna go to Earth next. I got a location I want to check out. Yeah. I hear there's a snow globe there. So we're gonna go check it out. Yeah, as you heard, I'm planning on going back to Earth. There's a new marker on my navigation charts, and I want to go check it out. It's on Earth. It's, according to the charts, it's in that one location. I forgot the name of that location. London? Oh. It's supposed to be interesting. Obviously, I've been to Earth before. I just wanted to check it out when I first got out of the war. I've actually never been set foot on Earth because a lot of people look at it from space and be like, why? Well, I plan on going back. I might make a small outpost out there just to say it's inhabited. Yeah. That way Earth always has a human body on it. But we'll see. This is just stressful. I thought exploration would be easy. I need to get a break from my hell. You know, personal thought. I believe exploration is a lot more complicated than it needs to be. And on the battlefield, I know what my directives are. I know who my enemy is. I know what to watch for. In exploration, I could be walking through and come across an automated base where the robots, if I just look at it wrong, want to kill me. I've come across some friendly outposts. Those are nice. But for the most part, everything wants to kill me. Exploration was supposed to be how I relax on retirement. But not so much. It's been more stressful than actual war. I really need to, screw it. To make it more entertaining, I may just go hit up no, I can't do that. Yeah, I thought about going to a random abandoned outpost to see if I can find any spacers or ecliptic there, but I don't know. It might be useful, but I don't know. It's just one of those days. I know nothing. But yeah, I hear there's supposed to be some snow globes I can find out in the galaxy that represent historic parts about human exploration in the settled systems and stuff. I think I may actually take the time to go find those, and then I'll come back to Mahale. Yeah. I just gotta figure out where I can find any notes or anything about these places. I mean, I've been to the Moonlander. That was pretty cool. And the Mars rover. That was actually pretty cool. The fact that the Mars rover looks like a rust bucket on a planet that's the color of rust, so that's entertaining. But the Moonlander, the Mars rover, and this London waypoint on Earth. These are 3. I hear there's more, so I might want to go try checking those out. Well, I guess I should get going. Until next time, Barrett and I are going to sign off, and if somebody reads this data slate, they may get some entertainment. I don't know. Work out.
And that is going to wrap up the show tonight, guys. If you guys want to reach out... Yeah, I know, already. If you guys want to reach out to the show for advertising, other business, best way to do that is through our email, which is starfieldRAW@gmail.com. If you want to be involved in all the goodies that's going on, including my mod and all the contests, discord.gg/raw podcasts. R-A.W. PODCASTS. And again, if you don't know what Discord is, look it up. You'll be happy you did. Our Facebook is Raw Podcasts. Our Instagram,
Raw Podcasts 1.
you can follow us on Twitter at Starfield Raw. You can find us individually as well. I'm at the Wigit, THEWIGIT, everywhere.
Go ahead, Archon.
I am at the Archon 606 on all social media and on all gaming platforms. You can find me at quick QWICK_D_606.
And I am found at Kilo Tango 1122 everywhere.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody, and we can't wait to dive into Shadow Space in a couple of weeks.
Have a great week, guys.
Hey guys, why did the cow want to become an astronaut? So she could see the Milky Way.